Hi, I'm Eugene. I've been training with Kyle for about 5 years, and it's been great to get my mobility, my movement, and my strength up. So, looking forward to our session. Cheers.
Let's go. How's it, everyone? So today I'm going to take you through a whole session training with Eugene, who's been training with me for, what do we say, 5 years?
5 years.
5 years, yeah. So interesting story about Eugene is when he came to me, we were doing the hinge pattern, and one thing that always reminds me of him is that he said to me that the body is not supposed to hinge at the hip. He really believed that it needed to flex because of so many years of sitting down and flexing. But you'll see today that OJ's turned out to be a bit of a beast. And so what we're going to do today is a straight arm session. We're going to do some shoulder mobility to get started off, and we're going to be using, as usual, the awesome gymnastics rings. So today's session is straight arm session combined with a quadricep and hamstring dominated leg supersetting with it. So here we go. We're going to warm up the shoulder. So we're just going to take the band and we're going to do pullovers, nice and big and over, filling the stretch. Just remembering to keep the abs locked in, the butt locked in. And we'll do about 10, yeah? So we go 2, that's it. Take the band a little bit wider if you want to, so you can really open it up like that and pull it open. 3. So this one is fantastic because it opens up the front of the shoulder and really loosens up that archetype. The majority of people are spending the majority of their day with their arms out in front of them in what I call the dinosaur arm position, like little dinosaur arms. So we want to open up that front of the shoulder and get it mobilized before we go and jump up on the rings and start off with a skin the cat, which requires a shed load of shoulder mobility. So we're good with that one. Now we're going to go the alternating pullover. So we're going to bring the arm up, over, round, back, and then up, round to the front, and then alternate to the other side. Good. And yes, the coordination on this one is always a tricky one. So we're just going up and over, up and over. So we're going to do about 10 of these, just getting, and we're going to try keep the elbows locked. That's it. There we go. Nice, keep it going. All right, and then we'll just go one more. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the skin the cat. So again, reiterating what I've been saying on and on, how versatile the gymnastics ring is. Here we have a tree, and pretty much here's our workout area. Easy as that, right? So with the skin the cat, we're going to activate the shoulders, flex the knees into the chest, compress the knees into the chest, come around. If you can, go full range of motion, touch the ground, go into full range of motion, pull up through the shoulders. And when you come out to the front, keep the knees tucked in, land there before you land the feet, yeah? See how we go. So activating shoulders, pulling knees into chest, flexing in, compress, bring your feet as far forward as you can, drop the hips down. Now compress, lock those elbows. Beautiful. 1 rep in the bag. So we're pretty happy here with 4 to 6 repetitions. That's it. Compressing, knees into the chest, and really working at keeping the elbows nice and locked. Compressing the knees into the chest. Beautiful. And all the way through. Good. So you can see it's starting to sort of catch up to you now. Maybe 1 to 2 more repetitions. Nice and easy over. And potentially 1 more. See how you feel. How do you feel?
Yeah.
Maybe 1 more. All right, so really nice movement on the shoulder, getting heaps of mobility, but it simultaneously heaps of strength. So there's lots of back strength and ab strength and grip strength and arm strength. Okay, so we're going into the band runs. So this is a great exercise because it strengthens up the VMO and strengthens up all the brake system of the knees. It's also a bloody good workout. All right, so we're going to do 4 laps running backwards. Go. Good. Swap around there. Perfect. Nice. Good. Okay, 2 laps. Feet nice and straight. Yeah, the feet looks pretty good. Nice and straight, posture nice and upright, driving with the legs. Feel the quads starting to pump now?
Yep.
Lovely. And then we'll go one more.
The calves.
The calves too, yeah. Yeah, excellent. All right, awesome. Band run's done. Okay, so the next thing we're going to go into is some handstands. So with handstands, it's really important that you warm up the wrists. So we're going to go through a little wrist routine. So we're going to start off with the hands facing back like this. We're going to take a deep breath in through the nose. Long, slow breath out through the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lean back into it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, reset. Exhale, lean back. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're feeling the whole forearm of the elbow, wrist, arm stretching out. And go back for 4, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release. And back. 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to do the extensors of the hands. So great stretch for the hands here. We're going to lock the elbows, rotate the elbows in and forward, and press up into the first knuckles. Hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in, release. Breathe out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in, release. Breathe out. 3, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release. Breathe out. 4, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release. One more, and 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to go to reverse wrists. So we're going to put the fists on the ground, roll the wrist out to the side, feel the back of the wrist stretching out. Hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, return. So bring it up. So come up onto your fist. Roll the fist. Clench your fist nice and tight. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in. Breathe out. 3, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in. Breathe out. 4, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in and breathe out. 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. And then we're going to do some wrist rolls. So we're going to hold the elbows here. The trick is to try to keep the crook of the elbow upwards. Lock the elbows. Don't let them bend. And we're going to do as big a rolls in the wrist as possible. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. Keep the fist clenched. 8, 9, 10. Roll the other direction. 10, 7. Locking the elbows. All right, flick the wrists up, lock the elbows, flick the hands open as you can. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 5, 2, 3. Change it down, cock the wrist down. 5, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, ready for some handstands. So handstands is an interesting one because you're basically laying upside down, balancing in your hands. So the whole process of trusting the process of being upside down and not having to fall on your back, it's not only a skill set and a strength exercise, but it's also a mind game. And OJ just loves the handstand, right?
The mind game, I'm not winning.
All right, so hands on the ground. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to support OJ and just get him over. The trick here is to get the hips stacked over the shoulders, which can be quite scary because it feels like you're falling over, right? So we're going to pop up. Good. Now, pressing up through the shoulders, OJ. So you see what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring OJ's shoulders over his hips, which is good. Now you're going to bring your legs together, OJ. Point your toes, lock your legs, and I've got you. I'm not going to let you go. And I want you to just focus on pushing your shoulders up. That's it. It will feel like you're falling over, but you're not. So this is the part where I'm forcing OJ to really just break that fear of falling over, because I've got him and he's just focusing on pressing up through his shoulders. Doesn't matter that there's a slight arch in the back here. It is all about pushing up through the shoulders and getting nice and strong through the shoulders and getting that overhead archetype. All right, perfect, and we're happy with that. Amazing. And then we're going to do a little reverse wrist stretch just to make sure the wrists are nice and safe, because in handstand the wrist goes into like a full extension. So doing the reverse press on the handstand afterwards just keeps the wrists nice and happy. Hip hinge, we're going to keep the legs locked. So what we're trying to do here is maintain a nice neutral curve to the back to get a really good stretch in the back of the legs. You're going to lift your chest up, look up ahead, feel the stretch, 1, 2, 3, and use your glutes and clench your glutes and tuck your pelvis. Now, when you hinge over, look ahead, lift your chest up more, and then hinge up to come up. So you squeeze your butt, and then when you're going over, stick your butt out, lift your chest up, lift your chest up. You want to maintain as much neutral curve through your back to get optimal stretch through the back of your hamstrings. And we're going to lift, hinge, lift your chest up, push your bum back. Can you feel that extra stretch in the back of the hammies? 1, 2, 3, and up. Good. So we're going to nose breathe 3 exercises. So inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, inhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Good, good, good. So this movement here is fantastic because the majority of people have really tight hamstrings and they don't really hinge at the hip when they bend over. They flex over, which causes the lower back to flare up the sciatic nerve. So what this is doing is teaching the hip hinge in the body to allow that nerve to open up and to have the mobility and the strength to be able to bend over and pick stuff up without compromising the lower back. This is a go-to movement for modern day man. So the handstand's a great straight arm vertical pressing movement, which is really good, but you also have to be able to lock the shoulders, organize the arms over the shoulders, and then the hips over the shoulders. So getting the hips to come over the shoulders is always the challenging part about doing handstands. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give OJ support here, and I'm going to hold his legs so he's got that safety net of knowing that I'm going to hold him and not let him fall over. All right, let's go for it.
Much prefer a wall.
And OJ loves the wall because he can back up into the wall, but with having me here, it forces him to get his hips over his shoulders, which is a lot more scarier, but that's what you need to do if you're going to achieve a handstand. You've got to have that ability and the confidence that you can actually get your hips over your shoulders. So now I'm bringing OJ's hips over his shoulders. He's over. So in his world, he thinks he's falling over backwards, which technically his hips and his ankles are over, but that's a nice handstand. So here's how I'm getting OJ to start getting confident about keeping his hips over his shoulders. We're going to push up through the shoulders, OJ. We're just going to go for 10 more seconds. Go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, and come down if you need to. All right, cool. Lovely. All right, so that's a big breakthrough for OJ because he actually got his hips over his shoulders and he had a little few spots there of actually balancing by himself. So massive, man. Nice one. Good job. Okay, so we're going into round 3 of the handstands, and we're going to aim and pushing up through the shoulders and getting the legs to compress together and squeezing the bum to keep more control in the upper body. So hands on the ground, and then I'll lift the leg up and then we'll give it a go. Okay, so popping up, bang, good. All right, you're up. Now I'm bringing to give the hips over. Keep your legs together. Squeeze your butt cheeks. Point your toes. Point your toes. Point your toes. Keep pushing up through your shoulders and keep pointing through your toes. So that is going to allow this upper body or the upper portion of the handstand here, the legs, to have more control. You don't want your legs dangling around. So pushing up through the shoulders, the most of the power of the handstands comes up through the shoulders. That's where the first point of contact is. And the hips are lining up here. And this is a much better line for OJ because he's actually putting awareness in his legs here. And there we go. Good. Lovely, OJ. Good job. Nice one, mate. In the front lever, we're going to go upside down. Now, the idea here is at the upside down position is to squeeze the shoulder blades together. And then hinge at the hip, bring the hips out in front. So there you're holding the front lever hold and holding that position. 1, 2, 3, pulling up, pumping the lats. You can, if it gets a little bit difficult, is to use these straps to drop set it with, but you want those shoulders to be firing off the whole time. So extremely good exercise for the lats and the abs. Yeah, much, much harder than it looks. All right, so we're going to attempt to do anything from sort of the 5 upwards to 10 rep range on this one. Okay, so shoulder blades are squeezed on, eyes focused on the feet. 1, 2, 3, and up. Good. Letting the hips come down to shoulder level. 2, 2, 3. When you feel like you need to use the straps for assistance, you go there. 3, 2, 3. Nice one. Good. Lats on. 4, 2, 3. That's it. Lats on. 5, 2, 3. Good. So we got minimum requirement done. 6, 2, 3. Nice work. 7, 2, 3. 8. Good one. Amazing. So this exercise here will develop an absolute set of wings in your back. If you want to develop your back muscles, this front lever pull is possibly one of the best exercises you can do to develop the lats and get the wings and the width and the V shape in your back. Here, to get a much deeper range of motion in the squat, is I'm getting OJ to raise his heels up, and we're going to work on keeping the spine erect. So not only are you working your legs, but it's an extremely good back exercise, the deep squat. So OJ is going to go for the hands behind the head variation, which is a lot more challenging. When we get to the bottom here, we're going to try to sink the ass down to the grass, pause, lift the chest up, 1, 2, 3, drive back up in here. So we've got phenomenal leg stimulation of the full range of motion through the legs, and we're getting really good lumbar extension. So really teaching the lumbar to be able to extend when you squat up and down. Now, this is such an important movement to maintain your longevity and basically your youth through your body. If you can't squat ass to the grass and you can't keep your spine up, well, then you can't get up and down off the ground. So this is a staple movement that I put in all the programs, making sure that you can squat deeply and with control, keeping the lumbar extended and upright on the lower position is a great way to keep your body nice and young and healthy and vital, right? So the secret to youth, the deep squat.